In the city of Cyprus, there resided a remarkably affluent merchant known as Zeno. During a voyage from Phoenicia to Piraeus, his vessel sank, taking with it all of his merchandise. As a consequence of this unforeseeable event, Zeno, who had been wealthy, found himself impoverished in an instant. Put yourself in Zeno's shoes. How would you respond to witnessing your life's work obliterated by the forces of nature? What would be an appropriate reaction? Anger, sadness, a sense of injustice? While these reactions might be typical for most individuals, Zeno, regarded as the founding figure of Stoicism, approached the situation differently. He understood the enduring impact of small changes and the importance of reframing one's mindset, leading to more profound and lasting transformations. Central to Stoicism is the concept of acceptance and indifference. Inspired by the works of Socrates and other philosophers, Zeno formulated and disseminated Stoicism. According to Zeno, although we may lack control over external events, we possess the ability to control our responses, a principle he emphasized. Instead of lamenting his losses, Zeno prioritized maintaining composure, remaining serene and impartial despite adversity. Modern perceptions often portray Stoics as unbreakable individuals devoid of extreme emotions like rage or anxiety. However, Stoicism transcends mere emotional suppression. It offers a comprehensive worldview and a way of life. Its principles remain relevant today, empowering individuals to navigate challenges and cultivate a unique perspective on the world. Stoicism facilitates the processing of negative emotions from adverse experiences, transforming them into insights that enrich our understanding. Recognizing the significance of diverse perspectives, the Stoics openly discussed and disseminated their philosophy, believing it could benefit all. Rejecting exclusivity, they advocated for inclusivity, allowing individuals from all walks of life, including slaves and emperors, to embrace Stoicism. Notable Stoic figures such as Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius exemplified these principles in their lives, advocating for unity and equality, while challenging societal norms, including gender discrimination. Musonius Rufus, Epictetus's mentor, vehemently argued against the exclusion of women from philosophy, emphasizing their equal capacity for virtue and intellectual pursuits. Even during periods when it lacked popularity, women had the freedom to explore Stoicism and embrace it as part of their lives. So, what drives many individuals to adopt Stoicism as a guiding philosophy? In a world characterized by unforeseen twists and turns, our emotions often hinder our ability to navigate challenges effectively. The truth is, our sadness doesn't stem from the mere occurrence of negative events, but rather from their unexpected nature. Consider rain, for instance. While it serves vital purposes like watering plants and regulating temperatures, being caught without an umbrella during a downpour is hardly pleasant. Yet, we don't despair at the onset of rain because we've come to expect it as an inevitable part of life. Stoicism teaches us to adopt a similar mindset towards adversity, urging us to anticipate and accept that adversity is an inherent aspect of the human experience. Engaging in Stoic exercises such as voluntary discomfort further reinforces this perspective. By subjecting oneself to discomfort voluntarily, whether by sleeping on the kitchen floor, taking cold showers, or restricting one's diet to potatoes, we cultivate resilience and gratitude, essential qualities for weathering future hardships. In today's world, inundated with advertisements dictating our worth based on material possessions, Stoicism's message resonates more profoundly than ever. It reminds us that true contentment doesn't hinge on acquiring the latest gadgets, conforming to societal standards of beauty, or amassing wealth. We enter this world as blank slates, shaped by the teachings we receive from our families, schools, and personal observations. However, blindly internalizing all this information can lead to unrealistic expectations and perpetual dissatisfaction. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to prioritize self-improvement for its intrinsic value. pursuing actions and endeavors solely for our own betterment. By detaching from external validation and secondary desires, we mitigate the risk of disappointment and cultivate a more fulfilling existence. Often we attempt to alleviate our inner emptiness by seeking solace in external pursuits. Whether it's splurging on luxury items like cars and houses or investing in relationships like starting a family, we sometimes pursue these endeavors solely for their superficial value, neglecting their deeper significance. However, Stoicism admonishes against this approach, cautioning that tethering our happiness to external factors exposes us to the whims of circumstances beyond our control. Cars inevitably break down, natural disasters ravage entire communities, and divorce rates escalate unabatedly. Even the intangible joys of life come with a price tag, consuming both physical and mental space. Seneca encapsulated this sentiment when he advocated for embracing minimalism, asserting that simplifying our lives creates room for the pursuits that truly resonate with our core values. Instead of anchoring our well-being to material possessions or external achievements, Stoicism implores us to find contentment in our intrinsic worth as human beings. It urges us to cultivate a resilient mindset, capable of weathering life's unpredictable storms with equanimity. While we may not dictate the hand we are dealt, we retain full agency over our reactions to life's unfolding events. This principle encapsulates the essence of Stoic philosophy, the dichotomy of control. As Epictetus succinctly stated, the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of discerning between what we can influence and what lies beyond our grasp. Our sense of worth should not derive from external factors beyond our control, but rather from the actions and decisions within our sphere of influence. While setting goals is commendable, becoming despondent when circumstances don't align with our desires serves no purpose from a Stoic perspective. Consider the analogy of creating YouTube videos, which, although less daunting than wielding the responsibilities of a Roman emperor, still presents its own challenges. From conceptualization to uploading, the process demands considerable effort and dedication. Yet, once the video is uploaded, control shifts to the whims of the YouTube algorithm. Despite this, many individuals gauge the success of their channels or social media accounts based on metrics like views or followers, which are largely beyond their control. Stoic teachings advocate for a shift in perspective, urging individuals to assess the success of their endeavors based on the effort invested rather than the outcome dictated by external factors. This entails placing trust in the process and emancipating oneself from societal expectations. Consider a scenario where an individual diligently works for months, expecting a promotion, only to be overlooked by their boss. Feeling disheartened, they fail to consider alternative explanations, attributing their disappointment solely to personal inadequacy. However, had they focused on the quality of their performance and persevered in their efforts, they could have found greater satisfaction irrespective of external outcomes. With a proper perspective, his objective wouldn't have been undermined, but merely delayed. This shift in mindset is paramount. A genuine Stoic doesn't gauge their achievements solely on monetary gains, but finds solace in the ability to lead a fulfilling life, devoid of material excess. Stoicism upholds four primary virtues: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Wisdom involves discerning between internal and external matters, as well as having the capacity to select our responses to life's events. According to Plato, between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. Courage, succinctly defined as persist and resist, embodies the essence of resilience. Temperance, synonymous with moderation, entails achieving more with less, conveying profound ideas with brevity. While titans like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk vie for the top spots on Forbes' list, Stoicism advocates for defining wealth as possessing essentials and finding contentment in sufficiency. Justice, regarded as the foremost virtue, emphasizes the inherent duty to refrain from causing harm to others and instead strive for mutual betterment. Nelson Mandela emerged as one of the preeminent African leaders, renowned globally for his anti-apartheid activism. Despite facing a life sentence enduring 27 years of imprisonment, he eventually gained freedom. Following his release, Mandela ascended to the presidency of South Africa. Many anticipated punitive measures against those implicated in apartheid or his incarceration. However, Mandela pursued a different path. Imbued with the principles of Stoicism, gleaned from his readings of Marcus Aurelius during his imprisonment, Mandela advocated for reconciliation and renewal rather than retribution. He encouraged his compatriots to focus on healing and nation-building, recognizing that dwelling on the past was futile. Mandela's approach exemplified Stoic ideals, emphasizing resilience, acceptance, and a commitment to forging a brighter future. In contemporary medicine, Stoicism forms the foundation of therapeutic approaches such as rational emotive behavioral therapy, REBT, and logotherapy. REBT aids patients in identifying negative thought patterns contributing to emotional and behavioral challenges. It empowers individuals to challenge the rationale behind these pessimistic thoughts using logic, facilitating the replacement of unfounded beliefs with more constructive ones. Conversely, logotherapy operates on the Stoic premise that humans are propelled by a sense of purpose. Even amidst adversity, discovering and embracing one's purpose can imbue life with meaning and joy. However, this process is inherently challenging and requires a restructuring of thought patterns, a transition from old to new paradigms. Cultivating self-worth becomes integral in resolving happiness-related issues, achieved by redefining value based on controllable factors. By shifting focus away from uncontrollable aspects, individuals can cultivate a happier and more fulfilling existence. Stoicism serves as our guiding light, navigating us through the tumultuous waters of both past tribulations and current challenges, leading us toward serenity and tranquility. Even in the direst circumstances, should our vessel falter and sink, leaving us to succumb to the depths, we find solace in the knowledge that we lived a life of virtue and integrity. Although our journey may have been shorter than anticipated, we take comfort in the realization that everything, including life itself, has a finite conclusion. Thus, we embrace the notion that our actions and principles shape the legacy we leave behind, regardless of the duration of our earthly voyage.